Right, hi everybody, my name is Gaming Mule. Welcome back to Game with Mule Live on Daydreamer Gaming. We are back playing a spot of Elite Dangerous in virtual reality, and we are continuing our voyage of discovery towards Jaques Station in the Colonia system. So, I'm just making sure that we're all set and ready on YouTube before we get cracking, and I'll show you what we've accomplished so far. That's working, which is marvellous. Excellent. Okay. So here we are in the camera mode, in the with the new camera mode that was brought in with the latest update. Very nice. Although this system that we're in at the minute isn't exactly the most kind of awe-inspiring looking system, I have to admit. So we'll return to the cockpit. So I've done a little bit off stream. Hold on, I'm just gonna reorientate my view. What have I done with my Oculus controller? There it is. Yeah, I just want to quickly reorientate my view. There we go. So yeah, I've been doing it a little bit off stream, not much. So if we pop open the galaxy map, you'll be able to see where we are. So we're at, what's that? Blua Haipu, blah de blah, can't even mention it. Now the next station on our voyage is here. It's Gru Haipu. That is within our kind of computer's route plotting capabilities. So we are going to arrive at that station in this stream today. To give you a bit of context as to how far we've come, we're just over halfway now. We started over here in 51 Arteis, I want to say 51 Aretis at Dillon Hub, and we've travelled all this way across the galaxy, and that's where we are now. And obviously our final destination is the Colonia system there. We're heading to Jaques Station. So, today we need to plot a point to the Gru system, which is this one. I might have plotted a route already. Yeah, I think I might have done, but we'll plot it again. Ah, there we go. So that's in another nebula. So this is the next system, sorry, the next station on our kind of voyage. I say station, it's more like an outpost. What I'm trying to keep my eye out for at the minute is for like black holes, because I would really like to see a black hole or a neutron star, but we've not seen anything like that at the minute. I think black holes are a bit more common towards the center of the galaxy, so we probably won't come across anything like that at the minute. I just want to check the filters. Now if I uncheck all of these and leave only non-sequence stars on, then I'm hoping we might come across a neutron star, which is what I was talking about in the last stream that I did. So we've got our route plotted, so let's throttle up and continue on our journey towards Jaques Station. We've got a number of nebulas now on the horizon.
Frameshift drive charging.
If there is anybody watching, please be sure to say hi in the comments. As with all of my VR streams, if you see me look up like that, that's me looking through the nose hole at the comments on my computer. So, yes, if you are watching, even though I've got this stinking great thing on my face, I will still try and engage you in the comments. So, yeah, marvellous. So, oh, I didn't see how many jumps we've got to get to this station, actually. This outpost. I keep saying station when they're not really, they're not stations, they're like outposts. So I need to stop referring him to that. So it's 26 jumps from where we are now. So I'm going to do my best to try and zip through that as much as possible. So we'll be able to hand in new exploration data. We'll be able to increase our Pathfinder exploration rank, which is currently at 39%, I believe. That's right, and we've got 27 million credits. So when I left Dillon Hub at the start of this voyage, I had 13 million credits. So we've made a nice amount of money so far on this voyage, which I'm actually really pleased with. I would say it's probably more than I expected. When I arrived at the first outpost, I thought we're probably not going to make that much money on this voyage, but it might be okay. You know, we might make a fair bit of moolah. I did read on the interwebs that the best chance of finding one of these neutron stars is just to kind of do what I did on that filter and the galaxy map and just uncheck every type of star and just leave non-sequence stars checked. But it doesn't seem to have done us any good so far, which is a shame. But I'm still hopeful. We've got to come across some at some point, just like we've got to come across. Just like we've got to come across a black hole at some point, hopefully. So you can make a fair bit of money from those as well, from what I understand. I'm not sure exactly how much money you would make from scanning a neutron star or a black hole, but I believe that they're kind of the things in this game that kind of yield the most amount of credits just from like a single scan.
Disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
So the next star's a red dwarf star, still nothing really of interest. We're not really coming across anything that I would find particularly interesting at this stage. But once we do get to Colonia and Jaques Station, afterwards I'm going to head towards Sagittarius A, which is dead in the center of the galaxy, the core of the galaxy. And we should come across more. The closer that we get to the center of the galaxy, in theory, the more abundant those types of things are going to be. Or at least that's what I'm hoping. So yes, we're here in the Asp Explorer, or the Mule Explorer, my trusty steed through this voyage of discovery. I am loving this ship, as I've mentioned before. I love playing this ship in VR because of the canopy. I love the canopy. I'm just generally I'm kind of missing just doing missions, just hanging around the bubble and just taking on missions, doing boom delivery missions, passenger missions, although they were just in the Dolphin I did only just start doing the passenger missions before I decided to go on this voyage. But I'm starting to miss them. But ultimately, this trip is going to be completely worth it. I'm confident that this is going to be worth it. I don't know if Jaques Station has a shipyard. But it's probably a bad idea for me to buy a new ship at Jaques Station. I'd probably be better off waiting until I get back to the bubble. But I'm looking to outfit this the Asp Explorer when we get there as well, hoping that they've got some kind of a decent stock of upgrades for the Asp Explorer, because along this journey there's a few little things about the ship that I think I need to improve that will help my journey. One of the things that I need to do, which I should have done at the start, was get rid of all these cargo. I've got loads of cargo bays. I've got loads of cargo space in my ship, and it's basically just taking up room. Like, it's just kind of dead weight, which I don't really need. And there's literally no point in me having it. It's just, if I get rid of them, then it'll increase my frameshift drive kind of the amount of the distance I can travel on my with my frameshift drive, because I'm currently at I believe it's 29 light years a jump, is my maximum. So I would really love to be able to increase that if I can. Another thing I could really do with is a better fuel scoop. The fuel scoop that I have installed is better than the one that I had originally, and I thought that this would do me. And it has done me okay, but a better fuel scoop would just save me so much time and so much effort and worrying about overheating and stuff like that. And even though it doesn't take that long for my fuel tank to fill up, you know, when you're doing something like this, all this time does add up.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
I've been having to think about what I was talking about in the last episode as well, about whether or not I'm going to go into open play when I get to Jaques Station. And I've had a bit of a think, and I've seen a few other videos on YouTube concerning other YouTubers' exploits over to Jaques Station, and I think I'm going to stay in solo play for that, because apparently, and this is what I suspected, it's like Jaques Station is a bit of a breeding ground for griefers. So, if I was to head to Jaques Station and get my ship blown out of the sky, from the last station that I was at to Jaques... sorry, I keep saying station. From the last outpost I'm at to Jaques Station, I'll end up losing all of my exploration data. And that's my bread and butter at the minute when it comes to making money and stuff in Elite Dangerous, because that's all I'm doing is exploring the galaxy. So, if I was to lose all of that, then I'd be really, really pissed off. So while it would be nice to see all of the players hanging around Colonia and hanging around Jaques Station when I arrive there, it can wait. I'll go into open play after I arrive there, I think. Right, we need to park up by this star and do a bit of fuel scooping. So while we're here, we might as well scan this star. While that's happening. Just making sure the settings are right and everything like that. Marvellous. Excellent, right. So while we're filling up, while the tank's filling up, I'm just going to have a quick sip of Dr. Pepper. Marvellous. Right. See, as I was saying before, like when I set off from Dillon Hub, I was on 13 million. So we've exceeded 10 million. Which is fantastic. So what have we got? 40. So we've made 14 million so far in this voyage, and we're only just over halfway there. So that is absolutely bloody brilliant. There's not really much else I can show you from around here. No, there's not much more information I can give you. We just wait for the old. We just wait for the fuel tank to fill up. We're 18 jumps away from the next outpost, which is good. In fact, I'm just going to lock onto that, because what I keep doing is I keep locking onto a star to get the data from it, and then forgetting that I need to plot my route again. So I end up flying around in circles trying to get like my reticule to the next destination, and I'm literally just spinning around a star. And then I realise what I'm doing wrong, but then normally as soon as I do realise what I'm doing wrong, that's when I end up crashing into the star and coming out of Super Cruise and damaging my ship. So far, on this particular kind of leg of the journey, since the last outpost that we went to, I've only lost 2% hull integrity. So that's pretty good for me. That's pretty good so far. If you're brand new to Daydreamer Gaming, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. We bring out new content pretty much every day. There's a number of us that contribute towards this channel. We do group streams, we do all kinds of stuff. We've got Viz at the minute, who's doing a lot of walkthrough episodes for Hitman. They're really good, they're really interesting, and he is damn good at that game, so I highly recommend doing that and checking that out. We've got the Games and Graps podcast. They release a new podcast every Friday. That's with Sunny and Finn. We've got Lit, who's doing a lot of Persona videos at the minute. He's playing Persona on the hardest difficulty, which is great. And we've just got so much stuff going on at the minute. I've also got my own channel, the Gaming Mule channel. At the minute, I'm doing mostly streams. I haven't actually done many actual videos for a while, but I'm streaming on a much more regular basis than I used to now, and I'm having a blast. I'm currently playing a bit of Final Fantasy X, mostly on the streams on there. In fact, I'm going to, once this stream is over this evening, I'm going to head straight on over to my own channel and stream some more Final Fantasy X. So if that's something that you think that you might be interested in, then be sure to check out my channel. You'll find a link to that on the homepage of the Daydreamer Gaming channel, which you are watching right now. So just click on that Daydreamer Gaming tab after you've hit subscribe, and you'll find my channel there under Daydreamers. And Lit is also in the comments right now saying Das Boot von Gary Johnson. This isn't about space travel, Gary, it's about trust.
Frameshift drive charging.
But yeah, hi Lit. Thanks for joining. There appears to be a lot of stuff in this system. Wow.
4, 3, 2,
1. Going back to Final Fantasy X, I just have to keep on muttering in these videos because there's not much to look at unless we occasionally come across something really interesting. But going back on Final Fantasy X, I've been having an absolute blast on Final Fantasy X recently. I haven't played it in about 6 months because I bought the remaster ages ago. And I kind of blitzed loads of it in 1 week and then just didn't touch it again for ages, for 6 months. And then over the bank holiday weekend that hasn't long gone, I was playing this Elite Dangerous solidly, and I thought I need a break. I need to do a stream, but I need a break. I need to do something else. I thought, I know, I'll just have a quick bosh on Final Fantasy X for a bit. And I started playing it, and I thought, fucking hell, I forgot how much I love this game and how I need to complete it again. So I've been having a real blast playing that, and the contributors in the comments section have been fantastic. They've been giving me some great help playing that game. It's great playing games like that, games that have been played to death over the years, because even now, you learn new things about Final Fantasy games, like tips and tricks that people can tell you about. And for somebody that's completed the game a few times, it's still great to hear new things that can be done. Lit says, I'm actually awake this time. Been playing a lot of World of Warships. Want to join me? You get blown up a lot. I'll have to check it out. I'm not playing on it tonight. I'm playing this in Final Fantasy X, as I mentioned. But I might have to check it out. I'm assuming that's one of those free-to-play games like World of Tanks and stuff like that, isn't it? It's I'm assuming it's just like PvP, blow shit up kind of thing. Is that how those games work? I've never actually played any of them before. I think I've downloaded them a few times because I've seen them free on PlayStation, but and then I just I've got so many games in my library. I just think I'm going to play a game that I've paid for instead of free-to-play games. Because the thing about free-to-play games as well is, this isn't every one of these games, but in most instances, I mean, you have a really good time on these free-to-play games, but then you just kind of like hit a wall and you have to like pay, in some instances, really daft amounts of money. The only free-to-play game that I've ever really enjoyed is DC Universe Online, but I was playing that before it went free-to-play, so... And I always paid for it anyway, because even though it's free to play, if you want to get all the content, then you either have to buy everything individually, which would cost a ridiculous amount of money if you were to buy every DLC and every little thing individually on that, or you can pay the like 10 quid a month subscription service. So I always just did that. Even though I don't think it's worth that amount of money, I did get a hell of a lot of enjoyment out of it. Yep, from the same people as World of Tanks. And yeah, you have PvP and PvE. You get more XP on PvP though. Yeah. Yeah, I'll definitely have to give one of those kinds of games a try one day. I mean, I suppose I can't really call myself a gamer if I haven't tried any of these kind of free-to-play jigs. Am I going to be able to have a sip of this without taking off my headset? Success! I can see some white coming up, but I'm willing to bet it's not going to be a neutron star because we're not that lucky. No, but it is a very pretty star nonetheless. And we might as well bask in its glory and fuel up. Oh god, we're getting a bit close though. That's a bit too close for comfort. Right, that'll probably do it. It's not much better actually, to be fair, but sod it. I'll just have to make sure I keep an eye on the old heat. So, 11 jumps away from Gru Haipu. Gru Haipu. Interesting name. Been looking at this Skyforge on PS4 free-to-play and looks like a decent team-based game. Skyforge, I've heard of that, but I have absolutely no idea what it is. What is Skyforge? Is that similar to that one that you were playing before? The, what was it, Cloud Pirates, was it, that you were playing before? Oh shit, we're starting to overheat. I knew we were too close to this star. Despite how pretty it is, we were too close. That should be a bit better distance. We should cool down from that. Got alarm bells ringing. Let's just have a quick look at the system map while we're here, see if there's anything of interest. So I don't know if these are water planets. Because obviously with the look of them, blue, they look like they could be water planets, but I don't know. I don't know. So what is this? So this is a blue-white star. But it's more white than blue, I would say. There's some of these blue-white stars are really blue and they look absolutely fantastic. I mean, especially when you kind of bring out the camera. Even so, though, it's still an impressive sight, nonetheless. In fact, while we're here, we might as well take a picture. I've not taken any pictures for a while. There we go. Very nice. And you can see the fuel scoop there, pumping away. Which, as I said in a previous stream, I always imagined the fuel scoop to be like this kind of like thing that pops out like a hard point, but it's more like solar panels that kind of open up here. And you'll see once actually that's not a bad view. That's a cool picture. Let's pull back. How do I move the camera forward? That's the there it is. Nice. Skyforge is an RPG. You need to take a look at it. It's hard to describe, though I still want to play with you and whoever on Civ 5. Love that game, but hate playing with random people. Randos. Fuel scoop. Picture an oversized ice cream scoop. That's the kind of thing that I imagined it to be, the fuel scoop. Well, Civ 5, I mean, next week we're continuing with that game that we played yesterday. So, we can't have anybody else join it, unfortunately. But in the future, we play it a fair bit. So next time, you're more than welcome to come and join us. We normally do co-op. We don't know in fact, I don't think myself, Harley Quinn, and what the fuck am I talking about? I don't think me, Frosty, Harley Quinn, and Scavo Davo have ever actually done. Why? Oh, I feel. See, normally... Sorry, right, I'm losing my train of thought. I don't think that we have ever done a... like, competitive game before. We've never fought against each other in that game. We've always done co-op. That might be something that we might have to do. Yeah, I thought that the fuel scoop would disappear once the... once we finish scooping. I guess it's just once we move away from the star. So you'll see it disappear in a second. There it goes. There goes the fuel scoop. Right, so let's crack on.
Drive charging.
I keep meaning to change that fucking clock in the top right-hand corner because it's an hour like behind, and every time I see it, I think I need to get that sorted. I need to do some housekeeping in this bastard shit. We appear to be going... Why are we going back on ourselves there? That doesn't seem right, surely. No, apparently it is.
Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
I like playing teams, not quite co-op, because that means you can't really trade with each other and stuff, but yeah, don't really play competitive either. I don't know, well, we still... you can still trade. You can still trade like luxury items and stuff like that in it. And if you're, it's actually quite good if you're running low on gold. Like if you're in like negative golds, then you know if somebody's doing well, then it's you know it's good to have that kind of backup on it. And I'm not particularly good at Civilization. Scavo Davo and Frosty Harlequin, they're great at like real-time strategy games. They play games like Hearts of Iron and Sins of a Solar Empire, which I am also awful at. Sins of a Solar Empire, I just can't get my head around it. It just seems so complex, it's unreal. And I used to feel that about Civ, but I'm at a point now with Civ where I've put enough hours in it to like know how the game works. I'm just not very good at it, so I still enjoy the game. And it's something that I only ever play with Frosty Harlequin and Scavo Davo. I've never touched the single player campaign on it. I've never done a game on my own, and I don't think I've ever actually finished a game on it. If I'm going to be honest, because we always end up doing I don't know, say 8 hours or something like that, doing a scenario, and then we just end up playing Grand Theft Auto or something like that.
Fuel scoop disengaged. Frameshift drive charging.
And by teams, I mean more than one person on a team sets the team with restrictions, and I don't like that. No, I don't think I like that either. But next Tuesday, over on my channel, we'll be doing the Tuesday night show and we'll be carrying on our Civilization 5 campaign. So if that's something that you like the sound of, then please be sure to check that out as well.
Fuel scooping. Fuel scoop disengaged.
7 jumps away, we're nearly there, woohoo! It'll be nice to get back to civilization, even if very briefly.
4, 3, 2, 1.
And because I've been playing this game so long, like I've put well over 100 hours, I'm not sure how many hours exactly I've put into this game, but I've put over 100 hours into this game. And this is like the first time I've left the bubble on this voyage. And I'm genuinely feeling a little bit homesick leaving the bubble. It's really weird. It is kind of like...
Fuel scooping.
It's like going on a massive like trucker's mission. This must be what like the... this must be what the crew of the Nostromo felt like on their kind of epic journey.
Disengaged.
Before they all got killed by an alien. But...
Frameshift drive.
you know, as long as I don't get killed by an alien, this is pretty much exactly the same. Only I'm on my own. And I'm not in hypersleep. And it's not the 1970s. I mean, obviously it wasn't the 1970s in the film. The film was made in the 90s. So, yeah. Oh, hold on a second. I'll read your comments in just 2 secs. I just thought if I read these comments out now, I'm going to end up crashing into this star. And that would be daft at this point of the journey. I really don't want to have to spend like...
Fuel scooping.
I don't want to lose 1 million credits spending on getting a new ship. After crashing it. And I would have to go back to that previous station that I would... I keep saying station! The previous outpost we were at before. Lit says, I love real-time strategy games like Civ. I love the space-based ones as well. And yes, I also usually play with Raging Barbarians on too. Hate Raging Barbarians. That's Frosty Harlequin that does that, not me.
Frameshift drive charging.
Raging Barbarians just does your fucking tits in at the start of the game. Which one was the space one? The what was it called? Was it Beyond Earth? Was it called Civilization Beyond Earth? The one that apparently wasn't very good. And that's the only that's why I didn't buy that. I mean, I watch YouTubers like Angry Joe, and he basically said that the game wasn't as good and it wasn't as deep as other Civilization games. And pretty much based on that, I decided not to buy it. And from what I've had from conversations with other people, they also said, you know, apparently it's not very good. It's not as deep as like the main Civilization games. At some point, I want to pick up Civilization 6. And I'm sure Scavo Davo and Frosty Harlequin will do that as well. But we're probably going to wait A, until it comes down in price a little bit, and B, for when they add some more expansions and things like that. Because I didn't actually start playing Civilization 5 until the Gods and Kings and Brave New World expansions were bundled in with it. I think I got it in a Steam sale. So it's sort of like the Game of the Year edition sort of thing, where it's got all of the expansions and everything like that. Although, that being said, when we played it on Tuesday, on the Tuesday night show on my own channel, for some reason, when Frosty Harlequin was setting up the game, he disabled all the DLC. So that fucked the game up a little bit for us, because I normally go for faith. I try and get as much faith early on as I can. But because we didn't have any of the DLC enabled, there was no faith. And I was just, it just threw me off completely when playing it.
Frameshift drive charging.
Have you played Supreme Commander? No, I haven't. I've not even heard of Supreme Commander. What's that? Civ Beyond Earth was shite. I'm talking about real space games like Sword of the Stars. Sadly, I've never heard of either of those games that you talk about. Perhaps it's something I'd have to check out. I mean, obviously the only space game I'm playing at the minute is this, Elite Dangerous, and this definitely fills my science fiction addiction for now. It definitely does its job.
Fuel skipping.
Right, so how far are we away now? 2 jumps. Get in. I'd say we've got enough fuel for 2 jumps.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, definitely got enough fuel for 2 jumps. Oh, actually, this is can't really see because we're too close to a star, but you can see as we're getting closer to it, you can see the nebula that I'm heading towards now as well. I believe this next outpost is in a nebula, and so far all of the other outposts on the way to Jaques Station have been inside nebulas as well. So hopefully we'll get some nice picture opportunities. I might land down on the planet as well, head out in the SRV and see if there's any picture opportunities, just to break up the journey a little bit. That's what I did last time, and it was quite good fun. Although I've not done much stuff in the SRV, so I'm not very good with the controls on them. So. And also the camera control, to get into the camera mode is different to when you're in the ship. So I kept dismissing, I wanted to take a picture of my SRV in front of the ship with with the horizon in the background and another planet off in the distance. I thought that's going to be a great photo. And I ended up, I kept dismissing my ship because the controls are different and it was getting on my tits. Well, you only played it for a few hours. You could always just restart it with the DLC reactivated. No, I can't leave a game like that. And exactly, it's a few hours wasted. It's fine. We can still play it. It's just not as good as it would be if we had all the DLC on there. Is this the last? Is this it? Ah, yes, this is it. We're here. Huzzah! Right, let's just stop here. Right. Oh god, are we still moving? No, we're alright. Right, let's scan this star and I'll just check out the galaxy map. Oh, what's that? There's a nav beacon here. So far all of these things have been on the nearest planet. So I'll head to the nearest planet to the star and we'll have a look and see if we can find the outpost there. Hopefully we will. Supreme Commander is a Command and Conquer like game, only with a unit cap of like 1,000 units. I used to love Command and Conquer. Command and Conquer Red Alert was great. But again, my problem is that I'm absolutely awful at real-time strategy games. I really am terrible. But I do enjoy them nonetheless, as long as they're not too complex. I'm really not good with anything that's overly complex. Which makes me sound like a bit of a simpleton, actually, now that I say it. But, fuck it, yeah, I'm a simpleton. We'll go with that. Oh, we should slow down a bit. Oh, we're going to overshoot this bastard now, aren't we? Was not paying attention. As I said, as I was just saying, I am a simpleton. So I end up just overshooting these planets. Right, come on, slow down, you mother. Without going into planetary orbit, if you can help it. Wow, this looks like an interesting planet. I don't know if we can go into orbit on these planets. It's like a volcanic planet, isn't it? A metal-rich body. So there's probably not going to be a station on this one, to be fair. So we'll head to the next one. That's as long as the internet has been telling me the truth. There should be a station on this... I keep saying station! There should be an outpost in this system, as long as the internet isn't lying to me. Which I hope it isn't. That planet looks fantastic. Look at the, the volcanic activity on that metal-rich planet. Fantastic. I love looking at the planets in this game. It's superb. Although the gravitational pull of it is slowing us down horrifically. So this is going to take a bit longer than we would hope, but once we get out of the gravitational pull of this planet, then we should be okay in theory. Supreme Commander has huge maps in it, like 81 by 81 kilometers. Again, yeah, I've never heard of it. Right, we should start to speed up soon. Right, there we go, we're starting to speed up now. Ah, Dr. Pepper, Commander Fuel. Right. We're picking up speed now, so it shouldn't take us too long. We're only 46.5 light seconds away, so this shouldn't take any time at all, really. In theory. This is supposed to... I mean, we might still be too close to the star. You can't really see the nebula that well. You can see, like, the cloud of the nebula up around there in that area up there, but alright, let's slow down while we scan this planet. But you can't see it all that well. But like I say, that might be because we're a bit too close to that star. Once we get kind of within an atmosphere and away from the star, then it might be a bit more obvious. Well, we've got some friendly ships in the area, so there definitely is a station around here, I would have thought. Hold on. Yeah, we've got some eagles and stuff like that. There's another Aspect Explorer. Happy days. Right, let's see if that is where we are going to find something. And I believe it is. That looks promising. Okay, so if we head a bit closer... Whoa, too fast again. Oh, I keep doing that. It's been so long. So long since I've had to actually approach something with any degree of caution. Right. Aha. Right, that looks promising. Oh, maybe not. Hold on. Is that a different... Ah, maybe it isn't that one there. Hold on a minute. Let's slow down a second. Right, I think it's on this other planet. Sorry guys, we will get there eventually, I promise. Yeah, I think that this station that we're looking for is on this planet. Doesn't matter though, the more planets we scan in this system, the more exploration data we'll have to sell in the next outpost once we get there. Of course, we can't sell exploration data of this system in this system, because why would they need that? That would be daft. Aha, there we go. Gagarin Gate. Excellent. Right. Again, approaching too fast there, but I think we've slowed down just in time. So this is going to be a planetary landing. Any of you that have watched my Elite Dangerous streams before know that I'm notorious for terrible, terrible planetary landings. So I'm hoping that this is going to go just fine. I have been successful in the past with planetary landings, but I would say the majority of the time it's been an absolute fucking disaster, with some actual very near fatal crashes when trying to land. So let's hope that this goes well. I sincerely hope so, but anyway. And of course we're pals with the Colonia Council now. They fucking love us at the Colonia Council after all the exploration data that I've brought them. They are proper awesome chums with me now. So very shortly we'll be going into orbital flight. There we go.
Orbital flight engaged.
Sorry, there's not much commentary going on now. I'm really, really trying my best not to do anything stupid here. Right, we are quite far away from here, so I think I'm going to pitch up a little bit. In fact, I'm going to pitch up quite a bit. Oh god, that is not the angle that I wanted. But fine, we'll do it like this. Actually, you know what? This might work out alright. As long as we stay in a glide. Actually, yeah, this is, you know what? This is gonna be alright. Oh, that was fucking perfect. I thought I'd fuck that up then. That went bloody brilliant. Right.
Lincoln Mike, Oscar Sierra. Welcome to our starport, Commander. Please fly safely within the port perimeter.
Although it seems like we've got a bit of turbulence going on.
Cleared for landing on docking bay 05.
05, right, where is that? See, the problem with being in VR as well is it's very difficult to look at text. Like, text doesn't come up very well in virtual reality. Oh, right, okay, that's platform 2, so platform 5 is going to be over here somewhere. There it is, right, let's
2,000 meters from
spin this bad boy around. Gagarin Gate looks like my kind of outpost. Feels like a good approach.
Vector is good. Throttle down to approach speed.
Landing gear.
Landing gear deployed.
Oh yeah, this is going to go fine. Perfect! And look at that view of the nebula. I knew that we'd be able to see it a lot better once we land here. Let's go into the camera mode.
Hope we can be of service, Commander.
We're navigating the main thoroughfares. Blocking critical pathways is a violation of port protocols.
It's just a shame that there's no planet on the horizon this time around, but still, nevertheless, it's very pretty. So we are definitely going to take a picture of this. Actually, I'm going to bring this down a little bit.
Please follow traffic control cues during docking procedures. And be sure to check your assigned bay number before approaching the landing area.
There we go. Hold on 2 seconds. Let's go back into camera mode. Just see if there's any cool ass angles that we can look at.
Pilots are reminded to land.
That's pretty cool, I like that.
Designated landing pads.
There's us at Gagarin Gate. I should have done this at every outpost that we went to, just took that picture. Cool picture. Right, what else have we got? Anything else? There's us against the backdrop of the nebula at Gagarin Gate. There we go. Excelente. Oh, and this is the bottom kind of cockpit area if I have anyone for multi-crew, which I don't.
Before approaching the docking area.
Lovely. Right. Okay, so we've got 27 million credits and we're at 39% Pathfinder. Let's see what's going to happen here. Okay, Gagarin Gate. Right, we'll refuel and repair. I doubt there's going to be any missions here. No, I didn't think so. Passengers, I don't even know why I'm looking at that. Commodities market, I bet they'll just have bio-waste and hydrogen fuel. Nothing else worth purchasing. No, I didn't think so. Right, okay, so Universal Cartographics. Let's see how much we make. There we go, 2.2 million for the first page. First to discover a bunch of stars where we get hardly any extra points. Right, there's another 1.5 million. Judging by the looks of it, that might be the only page. We might have only had 2 pages there. Still nothing spectacular bonus-wise. Oh, another 710,000, that is. Not 710 poxy credits. And that's probably it. Great! So we're up to 31 million now, so I'm only about 10 million off the Orca that I wanted to get when I get back to the bubble, and we're not even at Colonia yet. So that is fantastic. Our Pathfinder rank won't have gone up just yet. That takes a little while. So we'll pop into the galaxy map and work out where our next destination is going to be. So the next bookmark that we've got set for another outpost is here. So we've just got one more outpost to visit, and then it's the final leg of the journey to Jaques Station, which is fantastic. So this is at a bit of an angle to where we are now. So I need to make sure that I plot this well. I would say that we need to be kind of heading up in a thisly direction. Like that. And just to check that it's on the right path, probably, yeah, that looks okay. So let's just see what we've got over here. No stars. Oh, that's because I've got the filter turned on, haven't I? Hold on. Oh, bollocks! Sorry, guys. Right. So it was about there, wasn't it? That we wanted to head to. And then we just need to make sure that we've got the right pitch. So about there. That's not close enough. Hold on. About there should do it, I would have thought. There we go, we'll bookmark that. So that's the next destination. So that's going to be 35 jumps away. Pathfinder rank hasn't gone up. So what we'll do is we'll launch up and head to the next system, and then I'll be able to see how much my Explorer rank has increased, and then I shall end the stream there. I'll continue doing some stuff off stream. I'll tell you what, this nebula does actually look really cool now that we're actually within a planet's atmosphere.
Landing gear retracted.
Clear of the port perimeter. Take care out there, Commander.
Let's take another photo here. Excellent. So yeah, what I'll do is we'll head to the... Oh shit, we've got hard points out. We'll head to the next system, and we should be able to see how much the our Explorer rank has gone up then. Hopefully it will show on the actual... it'll show on the onboard computer there.
3, 2, 1.
If there is anybody watching, please be sure to say hi in the comments. I'd really love to hear from anybody watching. Please like, share, subscribe if you want to continue watching my my journey to Jaques Station, my epic voyage of discovery.
Fuel sweeping.
Right, so we're up to 56% now on the Pathfinder rank. Not great now. It's not going up quite as fast as it was before, which is understandable. Pathfinder is one of the higher ranks. I mean, it's not a high rank, but you know, it's not like my combat rank of mostly harmless. You know, it's not terrible. It's not great, but it's certainly not bad.
Frameshift drive charging.
Jamie Martin is in the comments. How's it going, man? Thank you so much for joining. It's a pleasure to have new people around. Are you an Elite Dangerous fan, or have you just stumbled across this? Have you just stumbled across this video looking for something new? Boom. Yeah, I really can't wait to get to Jaques Station. I really hope that there's some outfitting, because after doing a long voyage like this, you do kind of realise the improvements that you need to make on your ship and how it would make a journey like this so much easier. So if I can upgrade my ship, change some of the internals, some of the optional internals at Jaques Station, then it's going to make my voyage from Jaques Station to Sagittarius A hopefully much easier, much easier.
3, 2, 1.
I'm an Elite Dangerous player just back from Colonia, bizarrely. Wow, fantastic. How long did it take you to get to Colonia? It's taken me, I don't know how long. I mean, I've been doing this for just over a week. I've been doing this. I've not been playing it every day. And some days I've put more hours into it than others when I have played it. I mean, I've only been playing today. I mean, like today, for example, I've only been playing for however long this stream has been going on for, the past hour or so. Is it? Yeah, we've been streaming for about an hour. So yeah. So when you headed to Colonia, how long did it take? How much did your exploration rank go up? How much money did you make going? I'm intrigued to know all of this stuff. Because I've got another friend of mine that plays Elite Dangerous, and he's like a veteran player of this game. And I asked him all of these questions because I assumed that he'd made the trip to Jaques Station before, and he said that he made about 11 million credits getting there and back, which isn't a lot, but he did tell me that when he did it, you got a lot less money for exploration data. I mean, I've already made about 17 million credits so far, and I'm still a fair bit away from Jaques Station.
Frameshift drive charging.
About 3 weeks, likewise a few hours each night. 3 weeks, wow. It's such a huge undertaking, isn't it? It's massive. And it's really, I've been trying my hardest to try and convey this to people that have never played the game before, or, you know, like my fellow streamers that I talk to that don't play this game. It's really hard to convey what a huge undertaking this is. And I know it's only a game, but it's massive. Like it's I was listening to an Elite Dangerous podcast the other day, Lave Radio. If you've never heard of it, it's really good. I listened to it on my way to and from work, and it's really interesting. And they were talking about the Xbox One version of Elite Dangerous, and apparently because they've got achievements on the Xbox One version which they don't have on the PC version, and apparently it's been said that Elite Dangerous statistically is the hardest game ever to get all of the achievements on, which I thought was definitely a testament to how big this game is. Really enjoyed the trip, says Jamie Martin. Hold on a second, I'll finish reading that in a second. I just want to make sure I don't crash into this start.
Fuel skipping.
Right, so James says, really enjoyed the trip. I made it to Ranger from low rank Pathfinder. Awesome. On the way there, it was before the update, post-update, I made a lot more on the way back. Oh, I see, okay. Brilliant. Yeah, I was, what's the rank? What's the rank before Pathfinder? I've forgotten it now. What's the rank before Pathfinder? Well, basically, I was about halfway through the rank before Pathfinder when I started this, and now I'm up to 56% Pathfinder, so I'd like to think that I'm making fairly reasonable progress with that. Is it, what the fuck was the rank before? Was it, thinking like Wayfarer or something like that? That's going to really bug me. If you can remember, that would be really helpful.
3, 2, 1.
And what kind of ship did you use? Did you use an Asp Explorer as well? What kind of range did you have on the frameshift drive when you were going? I'm up to about 29 light years a jump, and I should have thought about this more before leaving Dylan Hub, because I would have gotten rid of all the dead weight that I've got on the ship. I've got dead weight, and I wish that I bought a better fuel scoop as well. It would have made the trip so much easier. But would it have made it less? Sorry, would it have made it more enjoyable? Probably not.
Frameshift drive charging.
So as I said earlier, guys, if this is your first time joining the Daydreamer Gaming channel, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, all of that jizz. I also have my own channel, the Gaming Mule channel. You'll find a link to that on the homepage of the Daydreamer Gaming channel, which is what you are watching right now. So if you head on over to the homepage, and along the right-hand side, you'll see all of the Daydreamer members, including myself, the Gaming Mule. So be sure to check out my own channel as well. I've got some Elite Dangerous videos on there. If you're an Elite Dangerous fan, I've also got a whole load of other content on there. I'm mostly doing live streams at the minute, both on Daydreamer and on my own channel. After I've done this stream today, which I don't know how long that's going to be now. I was planning on finishing up soon, but I think I've got a couple of people watching now, so I'm going to carry on for a little bit longer. But once I've finished this stream, I'm going to head on over to my own channel. I'm going to stream some Final Fantasy X. I've been playing a lot of Final Fantasy X recently. I'm just kind of grinding at the minute. I'm trying to get the celestial weapons and the secret aeons and stuff like that in it. I've just kind of I've just recently gotten around to beating Unalesca again, so I've got the airship now. So the world is my oyster now in Final Fantasy X. So that's what I'm playing at the minute. Right, while we're fuel scooping, we might as well scan this star while we're here. We'll have a quick look at the system map, see if there's anything that looks in any way remotely interesting. Not really by the looks of it. This system has already been discovered by Cooper. I would assume that as we draw nearer and nearer to Colonia, undiscovered systems will become a little bit more sparse, but yeah, that's what the crack is with that. Here we go. So Jamie says that he made about 10 million from Colonia to Eagle. So that's pretty good. Yeah, that's more or less, well, slightly less than what I've made so far. Mostly aimless. Ah, here we go. So these are the Explorer ranks that you've got in Elite Dangerous. So you've got mostly aimless, Scout, Survey. That's it, Trailblazer. That's what I was. I was about halfway through Trailblazer when I started on this voyage. And now I'm about halfway through Pathfinder. And then it's Ranger, Pioneer, and Elite. So I'm hoping that, you know, by the time, certainly by the time I get back to Colonia, I'm hoping I'm going to be at least a fair bit into the Ranger rank. So Jamie's also flying an Aspect Explorer with frameshift range of 32 light years. So that's better than mine. That's about 3 light years better than mine. It was slow progress. I kind of enjoyed it though. I'm really enjoying this. I mean, like you say, it is slow progress, and it does take a long time to do this, but it at least gives you a sense of accomplishment. At least you can kind of say, I made it to Jaques Station. So did you just go from the bubble to Colonia and then Colonia and back, or did you decide to head towards Sagittarius A after you got to Colonia? That's what I'm planning on doing. Head to Colonia, have a little bosh around there, see what's going on, hopefully upgrade the ship a little bit, and then head on over to Sagittarius A. And then, once I've been to Sagittarius A and flown around there for a bit, then that's when I'm going to head back to the bubble. And that's when I'm going to treat myself to a new ship. Depending on how many credits I make, it's likely I'm going to get an Orca when I get back. Because they're about 40 million. So I'm well on the way to making 40 million. And then obviously I'm going to want to upgrade it. I'm going to want to put some luxury passenger cabins in there, add just like normal passenger cabins, upgrade the frameshift drive, upgrade the reactor and stuff like that on it. Probably get some fighter bays as well, because I've not actually had a ship big enough for any fighter bays yet. So even though the Orca is a passenger liner, it's not a battle cruiser, but just in case we get interdicted or attacked by anybody, and you know, I've got some fighter bays to counteract that. Because I'm going to assume that the Orca isn't going to be great to fight on its own. So that's the plan. If... Oh, hello, I'm getting a bit of lag here. What's going on? Seems okay. I was getting a bit of lag then, so I thought that there might have been something wrong with the stream, but no, it seems to be okay. Right. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I'm planning on getting an Orca because I'm well on the way to earning enough money for that. If by some miracle I end up like exceeding my expectations and getting loads of credits, then obviously I would want to go for the Beluga. In an ideal world, I'd want to get an Anaconda, but I know I'm not going to get that much money heading to Colonia, then Sagittarius A, and then back to the bubble. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to end up with 140 million credits. But at least with the passenger liner, whether I get an Orca or a Beluga, that will hopefully yield me a decent amount of credits through missions, and then I'll be on my way to getting an Anaconda. I did buy a Dolphin with the last update. I bought the Dolphin passenger liner, and while it's you know, a very small passenger liner and you can't fit many passengers on. I was still making a fair amount of money doing it. Certainly more money than I've made from doing like boom time missions and stuff like that in the Asp Explorer or my Viper Mark IV or something like that. So that's good. Again, I'll read your comment in 2 secs. Really conscious about flying into these stars. I'm having a hair crisis. I always have a hair crisis when I'm streaming in VR. Sorry, when I'm playing VR. So Jamie says, I went to Colonia, spent some time there and then started my way back. Not sure there are many upgrades available at Jaques that could have changed since the update. No, I'm hoping so. I mean, if not, it's not the end of the world. I mean, I've managed this far with what I've got, but it would be useful. But like I say, it doesn't really matter. It would just be an added bonus if I could spend some money on some upgrades. I meant to see how many jumps we've got until the next bookmark, but I forgot because I'm an idiot. "22 jumps to the next bookmark." So I'll do a few more jumps before we end this stream today. Also, once I head closer and closer to the galaxy core, that's when I'm going to keep my eye out for black holes and things like that. Look to get some scans in for black holes, because then we can. To be fair, if I manage to scan some black holes amongst everything that we're scanning at the minute, then I'll get even more credits. So that would be nice. I know that it's going to take a long time to do all of this, but it's going to pay off overall, and I'm going to end up with a big ship. That's what I want. I want a big ship with a big cockpit and a swanky cockpit. One of these is it Sal Kruger, the passenger, the makers of the passenger liners? They have really swanky cockpits. I mean, you know, the ones with the Asp Explorer and the Sidewinder and the Vipers, you know, they've got very like industrial looking cockpits, whereas the luxury passenger liners have these like really swanky looking cockpits. And the one on the Dolphin looks great, but it's obviously a lot smaller with it being a small ship. Whereas with the Orca and the Beluga, you know, it's like a huge cockpit, and there's room for co-pilots and stuff like that. And it's in virtual reality, that's going to look great. I mean, I love the look of this cockpit in VR. It's whoops, started charging the frameshift drive a bit too soon there, because it feels like you're in this cockpit. It's so great, and it's really hard to portray that when you're live streaming especially to people that have never played the game in VR before, when they're used to just playing it on a monitor. VR adds a huge new dimension to it. This is really the only game I've properly spent a lot of time in VR, and even though virtual reality is really expensive, and you know, the computer that you need, the system that you need to run it is really expensive. Frankly, I think it's been totally worth it, the amount of money I've spent on it. And I couldn't recommend it enough. If any of you guys are thinking of buying an Oculus or a HTC Vive, or you have one and you've not really found a game that really like impresses you, then this is a must-have. Elite Dangerous is a must-have in that instance. Buy it. If you're in that situation, stop watching me Still hit subscribe and like and share, but then stop watching and buy the cocking game.
3, 2,
Eyes on the road, not on my comments, says Jemmy. Sorry, dude, you're quite right. I like to live life on the edge when I'm flying through space, and it's nice to have some company.
fuel scooping.
Again, stars have become more and more dense as we head towards the center. Once we get to Colonia and start heading to Sagittarius A, like,
Frameshift drive charging.
you know, obviously you can see now there's more blackness than stars, but it's just going to be full of stars when we're heading towards the center. It's going to be such a change of scenery. What I'll have to do at some point is
3,
kind of go back to the screenshots that I took from when I first left the bubble and then compare them to screenshots of when I'm getting closer to the center, and you'll be able to see the difference. I'll probably post that on Twitter or Facebook at some point. That's another thing. Please be sure to follow me on Twitter. What on earth is that?
fuel
Oh, it's a planet. That must have been a planet with rings or something. I thought, what the fuck is that in the sky there? But it's a planet with rings. The angle that we were at, I thought it looked like a station or a spaceship or something. I thought, am I going to be one of these lucky guys that like notices something completely new for the first time in Elite Dangerous? But no, literally it's just a planet with an impressive set of rings. I need to stop thinking I'm going to find stuff that's really interesting in this game.
Frameshift drive charging.
Right, so we're heading towards a red dwarf star now. 18 jumps away from the next bookmark. Trying to think if red dwarf stars are scoopable. I think they are. Of course they fucking are. Right, we'll stop, fuel scoop, and scan. So, I'm going to leave this stream for now, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, as I say, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the Daydreamer Gaming channel. Also, be sure to check out my own channel, the Gaming Mule channel, which you will find a link to on the homepage of the channel that you are watching right now. Very shortly, probably in about 10 minutes or so, on my own channel, I'm going to be streaming a bit of Final Fantasy X. If you want to come and join me for that, that would be great. And yeah, thank you so much for joining. Thank you everybody that left me some comments in the chat, much appreciated, and I'll see you again soon, hopefully on the next journey towards Jaques Station. We're getting close now, can't wait to get there. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye bye now.